The edaphic factors are the soil properties that affect the diversity of organisms living in the soil environment. These include soil structure, soil pH, salinity, temperature, soil air, soil microbes, etc. Some of them are influenced by man, but most are independent of human activity. These factors influence the species composition of soil microbial communities, but also their activity and functionality. The whole range of soil conditions affecting the life of organisms is called edaphic factors. They are distinguished as a separate group of abiotic factors. In this video, let us try to discuss some of the aspects like soil types, soil formation, soil air, soil pH, soil moisture, soil microbes, and lastly on soil profile. The abiotic factors related to the soil include the physical and chemical composition of the soil formed in a particular area. The study of soils is called pedology. The soil is composed of smaller particles, and these small particles are the result of massive rocks of different mineralogy that have weathered to produce smaller rock fragments and finally into soil particles. The soil particles vary in size, shape, and chemical composition. Some are so small they can be seen only with the help of a microscope. The three categories for soil particles have been established, that is sand, silt and clay. These three groups are called as soil separates. The three groups are divided by their particle size. Clay particles are the smallest while the sand particles are the largest. Soil formation or pedogenesis. The soil originates from rocks and develops gradually at different rates depending upon the ecological and climatic conditions. Lateralization is the first method. Here, the weathering process by which soils and rocks are depleted of soluble substances such as silica-rich and alkaline components and enriched with insoluble substances like hydrated aluminum and iron oxides. The second one is podolization. It is a complex soil formation process by which dissolved organic matter and ions of iron and aluminum are released through weathering of various minerals, which forms organo-mineral complexes, that is chelates, and are moved from the upper parts of the soil profile and deposit in the deeper parts of the soil. The third method is calcification. It is the general process by which calcium carbonate accumulates in the soil. Most commonly, calcium carbonate accumulates in the subsurface horizons of the soil, which occurs when evapotranspiration exceeds the precipitation, causing the upward movement of dissolved alkaline salts from the groundwater. At the same time, the movement of rainwater causes downward movement of the salts. The fourth method is salinization. It is a process that functions in the similar way to the calcification. It differs from calcification in that the salt deposits occurs at very near to the soil surface. Soil salinization also takes place in much drier climates. The last one is glaciation. It is a pedogenic process associated with poor drainage. This process involves the accumulation of organic matter in the upper layers of the soil. In the lower horizons, mineral layers are stained blue-gray because of the chemical reduction of the iron. Factors affecting the soil formation. There are three main factors: physical weathering, chemical weathering, and biological weathering. In the physical weathering, the breakdown of rocks from the result of mechanical action. The temperature plays a vital role here. In chemical weathering, the breakdown of rocks through a change in the chemical makeup. This can happen when the minerals within the rock react with water, air, or other chemicals. In biological weathering, the breakdown of rocks by living organisms. Burrowing animals help the water and air get into the rock, and plant roots can grow into the cracks in the rock, making it to split. The accumulation of material through the action of water and the gravity also contributes to the formation of soil. These processes can be very slow and may take tens of thousands of years. Soil air. Soil air is a continuation of the atmospheric air. It is in constant motion from the soil pores into the atmosphere and from the atmosphere into the pore space. The circulation of air in the soil and renewal of component gases like oxygen and carbon dioxide and is known as soil aeration. The soil aeration is essential for the respiration and the survival of soil organisms as well as plant roots. The plant and root growth. The soil aeration is important factor for the normal growth of plants. Roots absorb oxygen for their respiration and release of carbon dioxide. When the supply of oxygen is inadequate, the plant growth either slows or ceases completely, or abnormally shaped roots are common in the poorly aerated soils. The microorganism population and activity. Some of the important microbial activities such as decomposition of organic matter, nitrification, sulfur oxidation, etc. depend upon the amount of oxygen present in the soil air. The deficiency of oxygen in the soil air slows down the rate of microbial activity. The decomposition of organic matter is retarded and nitrification is arrested. The microorganism population is also drastically affected by the poor aeration. The soil pH. Soil may be acidic or alkaline or neutral in their reaction. Natural soil pH depends on the rock from which the soil was formed, that is the parent material, and the weathering process that acted on it. For example, climate, vegetation, topography, and time. These processes tend to cause lowering of the pH, that is the increase in the acidity over time. Some agricultural activities also accelerate the acidification process. The soil pH affects the amount of nutrients in the chemicals and are soluble in the water. Some nutrients are more available under the acid conditions, while others are more available under alkaline conditions. However, most mineral nutrients are readily available to the plants when the soil pH is near neutral. Soils can be classified according to their pH value, like neutral 6.5 to 7.5, alkaline 7.5, acidic 6.5, strongly acidic that is less than 5.5. Now, the soil organisms. The soil microorganisms constitute 0.5% of the soil mass, yet they have a major impact on soil properties and processes. About 60 to 80% of the total soil metabolism is due to the microflora. They transform organic matter into the plant nutrients that are assimilated by the plants. Soil organisms represent a large fraction of global terrestrial biodiversity. A 1 gram of topsoil may contain as many as 1 billion bacteria, up to 100 billion actinomycetes, 1 million fungi, 100 nematodes. The importance of soil organisms. The responsible for cycling of carbon, nitrogen and other nutrients. They enhance the soil structure. They reliquate and decompose the organic materials. They maintain the soil quality and soil health. They increase the soil aeration and penetrability. They are involved in the disease transmission and control. Some of the groups of microbes involve bacteria. Bacteria is the crucial workforce of the soils. They are the final stage of breaking down the nutrients and releasing them into the root zone for the plant. Actinomycetes, it is another group. They were once classified as fungi and act similarly in the soil. However, some actinomycetes are predators and will harm the plant, while others living in the soil can act antibiotics for the plant. Fungi, like bacteria, fungi also lives in the root zone and help make nutrients available to the plants. For example, mycorrhizae as a fungi that facilitate water, nutrient uptake by the roots and plants to provide sugar, amino acids and other nutrients. Protozoa, another group, a larger group of microbes that love to consume and be surrounded by the bacteria. In fact, nutrients that are eaten by the bacteria are released when protozoa in turn eat the bacteria. Lastly, the nematodes. They are microscopic worms that live around or inside the plant. Some nematodes are predators while others are beneficial, eating pathogenic nematodes and secreting nutrients to the plant. Then soil profile. Soil is commonly stratified into horizons at a different depth, and these layers differ in their physical, chemical and biological properties. And this succession of superimposed horizons is called soil profile. So these are the different horizons: O horizon, A horizon, B horizon, C horizon and R horizon. So in O horizon, that is the organic horizon, which is composed of humus. So it consists of fresh or partially decomposed organic matter. So here it is subdivided into O1 and O2. O1, freshly fallen leaves, twigs, flowers and fruits, whereas in O2 it is composed of dead plants, animals and their excreta decomposed by microorganisms, usually absent in agricultural and deserts. In A horizon, that is a leached horizon, topsoil often rich in humus and minerals. So it consists of topsoil with humus, living creatures and living organic minerals. And it is subdivided into A1 and A2 horizons. A1, it is a dark and rich in organic matter because of mixture of organic and mineral matters. Whereas A2, it is light colored layer with large sized mineral particles. B horizon, it is accumulation horizon. The subsoil is poor in humus but rich in minerals. It consists of iron, aluminium, silica, rich clay and organic compounds. The C horizon. The horizon is partially weathered horizon. The weathered rocks or fragments little or no plant or animal life. It consists of parent material of soil composed of little amount of organic matter without life forms. The last one is the R horizon, that is the parent material also called as the bedrock. It is a parent bedrock upon which the underground water is found. Thank you.